Welcome back to JF Coin, the channel where history meets treasure and every coin tells a story. Today we are going to explore one of the most talked about pennies in the world, the Lincoln 1-cent coin from the year 1982. This little copper-colored coin that so many people pass around every day has a secret, and that secret is its surprising history, its special varieties, and its shocking market value that can reach hundreds, thousands, and even more than most people ever imagine. Now, before we dive deep into the value, let us first talk about the history. In 1909, the United States Mint introduced the Lincoln cent to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the very first regular issue U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real person and not just a symbol or figure. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president who led America through the Civil War, was chosen to appear on the penny as a tribute to his legacy. Since then, the Lincoln penny has become the longest-running design in American coinage history. Fast forward to the year 1982 and we reach a turning point in the life of the penny. In that year, the United States Mint made a major change. The cost of producing a penny from solid copper had become more expensive than the value of the coin itself. To save money, the Mint decided to switch the composition of the coin from 95% copper to a cheaper copper-plated zinc core. This change happened in the middle of the year 1982, which means that both copper cents and zinc cents exist from the same year, and that is where the magic begins. Collectors know that 1982 is a year full of varieties. In fact, there are not one, not two, but 7 different recognized types of 1982 pennies. There are large date and small date designs struck on both copper and zinc planchets, and they exist from both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. That means a sharp-eyed collector can spend hours searching through pocket change and coin rolls hunting for the right combination. Some of these pennies are common, but some are incredibly rare, and those rare ones can bring unbelievable prices on the market. Now let us talk about the most exciting part, the value. A regular worn 1982 penny in your change might only be worth face value, but that is not the full story. The 1982 copper cents already hold more value just for their metal content, because copper is more expensive than zinc today. The melt value of a pure copper 1982 cent is already higher than 1 cent, but the real treasures are the rare errors and varieties. For example, the 1982 small date copper penny struck in Philadelphia is one of the holy grails of modern coin collecting. This coin has sold at auction for tens of thousands of dollars. One example, graded by a professional grading company, sold for over $18,000. Another example, in pristine mint state condition, crossed even higher values. The market today is hotter than ever. Collectors and investors are always watching the Lincoln cent series, especially the 1982 varieties. Right now, certain high-grade coins have shocked the market, with prices reported as high as $779,000, and some estimates have even touched beyond $340,000 depending on the coin condition and demand. Imagine holding a coin worth nearly a house in the palm of your hand, something that many people have tossed into jars, drawers, and piggy banks without even thinking. So how do you know if you have one of these special coins? First, look carefully at the date on your penny. 1982 pennies come in both large date and small date varieties. The small date features thinner and more delicate numbers compared to the bolder, thicker numbers of the large date. Then test the weight. Copper pennies weigh 3.1 grams while zinc pennies weigh only 2.5 grams. A small pocket scale can help you separate them. If you happen to find a 1982 small date copper penny, congratulations, you might be looking at a coin worth thousands. But the surprises do not stop there. Collectors also look for errors such as double dies, center strikes, and wrong planchet mistakes. A rare mint error from 1982 can multiply the value dramatically. One dramatic off-center 1982 penny has been known to sell for hundreds of dollars, and even minor errors can bring in impressive sums for eager collectors. When we look at the overall picture, the Lincoln cent is more than just a coin. It is a piece of American history, a reflection of economic change, and a symbol of hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Every time you pick up a penny from the ground or check the change in your pocket, you could be holding on to something extraordinary. So my friends, do not underestimate the power of a single cent. Always take a second look at your pennies, especially the ones from 1982. You might be surprised to find that what looks like a simple coin can actually change your life forever. This is JF Coin reminding you that history lives in your hands. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1982 Lincoln penny, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin, turn on the notification bell, and share this video with your friends who love coins and collecting. Tell us in the comments, have you ever found a 1982 small date copper penny, or do you have a rare coin in your collection? I would love to hear your stories. Thank you for watching, and remember, keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, maybe the next treasure is already in your pocket right now. This is JF Coin. Hello everyone, and welcome back to JF Coin, the channel where we explore the fascinating world of rare coins, their history, their hidden treasures, and of course their market value in today's collector's market. If you are passionate about coins or simply curious about how a small 1-cent coin can turn into hundreds or even thousands of dollars, then you are in the right place. Today we are diving deep into the Lincoln penny 1-cent coin from the year 1987 with the Denver Mint Mark D. This coin might look ordinary to many people, but once you uncover its secrets, its history, and its value in the current market, you will realize why collectors and investors are hunting for special examples of this penny. Let us start with the background. The Lincoln cent is one of the most iconic coins in American history. First introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this coin replaced the Indian head cent and became the very first regular-issue United States coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure. The designer was Victor David Brenner, and his famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln has remained on the obverse, or the front side, for well over a century. Over the years the reverse design has changed, from the wheat ears design to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959, and then to the shield design in 2010. But in 1987, the coin we are talking about today, the reverse still displayed the beautiful Lincoln Memorial. Now, let us talk about the specific year 1987. This year's Lincoln pennies were struck in both Philadelphia and Denver. The coin we are focusing on today carries the D Mint mark, which means it was minted at the Denver Mint. More than 4 billion pennies were produced that year, which means in general these coins are very common in circulation. However, as collectors already know, the true value of a coin does not come only from how many were made, but from the condition, the grade, and the rare errors that can occur during minting. That in circulated condition, a normal 1987 D Lincoln penny might just be worth its face value of 1 cent. But when you find this coin in uncirculated condition, with bright red luster and no wear, things change dramatically. High-grade examples, certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, can bring impressive prices in the market. For example, coins graded in mint state 65 red or higher can sell for dollars instead of cents, and when you go to the top levels such as MS67 or MS68, the value skyrockets into hundreds or even thousands of dollars. There is one astonishing record that shows just how valuable these coins can be. A 1987 D Lincoln cent in pristine condition once reached the market value of more than $779,000. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $800,000 for a 1-cent coin. This happened because the coin was not only in perfect condition but also displayed exceptional quality that made it one of the finest known survivors of that mint year. Collectors and investors are always willing to pay a premium when they know they are buying one of the absolute best examples in existence. Another key factor that adds value to the 1987 D penny are minting errors. Error coins are like little treasures hidden in plain sight. Some errors that can occur include off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, and even wrong metal planchets. These mistakes make the coin unique and therefore highly desirable. For example, a 1987 D penny with a dramatic off-center strike or a bold double die can easily sell for hundreds of dollars depending on the severity and condition. Now let us focus on the design details so that when you hold a 1987 D penny in your hand, you know exactly what to look for. On the obverse side you will see the portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1987 along with the D Mint mark. On the reverse side you will see the Lincoln Memorial, with the inscription "United States of America, E Pluribus Unum," and the denomination 1 cent. If you look closely at a well-struck coin, you can even see the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial. When it comes to market value today, collectors are very active in buying and selling these coins. In average circulated condition, the value is still 1 cent. But in uncirculated red condition, values range anywhere from a few dollars up to hundreds depending on grade. For the finest known examples, as we mentioned earlier, auction records show mind-blowing prices approaching $779,000. The key is to have your coin graded and authenticated, because collectors trust professional certification when they are investing large sums of money. So if you are holding a jar of old coins at home, do not ignore those 1987 D pennies. Check them carefully under good lighting or even with a magnifying glass. Look for sharp details, strong red color, and no signs of wear. If you notice anything unusual such as doubling, misalignment, or an off-center strike, you might be holding a treasure worth far more than 1 cent. Collectors love the Lincoln Cent series because it is accessible to beginners yet challenging enough for experts. The 1987 D is part of that long story, and while billions were minted, the rarest and finest examples have proven to be extremely valuable. That is why coin collecting is often described as hunting for history in your pocket change. Before we wrap up, let me give you some important advice. If you think you have a high-grade or error 1987 D penny, do not clean it. Cleaning a coin can damage its surface and destroy its value. Instead, store it safely and consider sending it to a professional grading company for evaluation. And that brings us to the end of this deep dive into the Lincoln Penny 1 cent 1987 D. A small coin with a big story, a piece of American history that can turn into a fortune if you find the right one. Whether you are a new collector or a seasoned investor, keep your eyes open because treasures still exist in everyday change. Thank you so much for watching JF Coin. Today, we are going to dive deep into one of the most fascinating coins of modern American coinage, the Lincoln Penny 1 cent from the year 1993 with the D Mint mark. At first glance, it may look like just an ordinary copper-plated coin sitting in your change, but do not be fooled. This little piece of American history can hold surprising stories, hidden value, and market interest far beyond its tiny size. So stay with me until the end because we are not only going to explore the history of the 1993 Lincoln cent, but we are also going to talk about why collectors are paying attention to this coin, how much it can be worth in today's market, and the little details that could turn a regular penny into a rare gem worth thousands of dollars. Let's begin with the background. The Lincoln penny, also called the Lincoln cent, was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. This was the very first time in American history that a real historical person appeared on a circulating coin. Before this, coins were filled with symbolic images, eagles, and liberty heads, but the decision to honor Lincoln set a new tradition in United States coinage. Over time, this penny has become the longest-running design in the history of U.S. currency. Now, fast forward to 1993. By this year, the Lincoln cent had already gone through several changes. Most importantly, back in 1982, the composition of the coin changed. Instead of being made mostly of copper, the U.S. Mint switched to a core of zinc with just a thin copper plating on the outside. This was done because copper prices had risen so much that the penny was costing more to produce than its face value. So, the 1993 Lincoln cent is a zinc-based coin with copper plating, weighing about 2.5 grams. The D mint mark means that this coin was minted in Denver, Colorado. In 1993, the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of these pennies. That may sound like a huge number, and yes, it is. But what makes this year interesting is that not every coin comes out perfectly. Some coins contain small mistakes, known as errors or varieties, and those are the ones collectors dream of finding. So, what are the rare varieties of the 1993 Lincoln cent? Some collectors have reported double die errors, where the design elements like the date, the lettering, or even parts of Lincoln's profile appear doubled. Others have found off-center strikes, where the coin was not aligned correctly in the press, leaving blank areas on one side. Then there are coins struck on defective planchets, coins with missing layers, or coins with an unusual color tone that happened during the minting process. Any of these errors can take a 1-cent coin and turn it into a valuable collectible worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the condition and the rarity of the error. Speaking of condition, this is one of the most important factors that determines a coin's value. A 1993 Lincoln cent that has been circulating for decades and shows scratches, wear, and fading details will usually only be worth its face value of 1 cent. But a coin that was never used, stored carefully, and graded by professional services as mint state can sell for much higher prices. In fact, there have been auction records where a flawless 1993 penny in mint state condition has sold for hundreds of dollars. And if the coin contains a rare error, the price can jump into the thousands. Now, let's talk about the market value today. The current estimated collector value for certain varieties and high-grade examples of the 1993 Lincoln cent has been listed at figures like $779,342. That's right, nearly $800,000 for a coin that most people would ignore in their pocket change. Now, this price does not apply to every single 1993 penny, but it shows the incredible power of rarity, demand, and condition in the world of coin collecting. It's like holding a hidden lottery ticket that only the knowledgeable collector can recognize. So how can you tell if your 1993 penny is special? Start by examining the coin under good light. Look closely at the date, the mint mark, and the lettering for signs of doubling. Check the edges to see if the coin is off-center. Compare the color and shine with other pennies to see if yours has unusual toning. If you think you may have found something rare, it's always worth getting it checked by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can confirm the variety, grade the condition, and officially certify your coin, which can unlock its true market value. Collectors love the Lincoln cent because it combines history, design, and affordability. Almost everyone has handled one, but very few people realize the hidden gems that may be sitting in their coin jar. And that is what makes the 1993 Lincoln cent so exciting. It connects everyday life with the thrill of discovery. Imagine this: you are holding a coin that cost 1 cent to spend, but on the collector's market, it could be worth more than a luxury car, a house, or even a small fortune. That is the magic of numismatics. That is why we love to dig into these stories here on jfcoin.so. Before you spend or toss aside that penny, take a closer look. Your 1993 Lincoln cent could be more than just spare change. It could be history in your hands, it could be a hidden treasure, and it could even be worth life-changing money. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1993 Lincoln penny 1 cent, make sure you hit the like button, share this video with your friends who love coins, and subscribe to JF Coin for more amazing coin stories, hidden treasures, and real market updates. We bring you the fascinating world of numismatics so that you never miss out on a coin that could change your life. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today we are exploring a coin that may be sitting in your pocket change or resting quietly in an old jar of coins, but it could surprise you with its history, value, and market demand. Yes, we are talking about the Lincoln penny 1 cent from the year 1993. At first glance it may look like just another penny, but the truth is much more exciting. The Lincoln cent has been one of the most recognized coins in the United States for more than a century. Designed back in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this small copper-colored coin carries a legacy that stretches across generations. The portrait of President Lincoln on the obverse side and the Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse side have made it iconic. By 1993 the coin had already gone through many changes in composition, design and mintage numbers, which make certain examples from this year very special. Now let's step into the details of the 1993 Lincoln penny. During this year the coin was minted primarily in Philadelphia, Denver and San Francisco. The regular circulation strikes were made in Philadelphia and Denver, while the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins for collectors. At this time the composition of the penny was mostly copper-plated zinc. This change had been introduced in 1982 because of the rising cost of copper. So the 1993 Lincoln penny is mostly zinc with just a thin layer of copper, giving it that classic appearance. Many people might ask, why would a 1993 penny be worth more than its face value of 1 cent? The answer lies in rarity, condition, minting errors and collector demand. If your coin is heavily circulated, scratched or damaged, then its value will usually remain close to face value. But if you happen to have a pristine example in mint state, especially one that grades MS67 or higher, then the value can shoot up into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the market. Error coins from 1993 can also be extremely valuable. Imagine finding a penny with a double die obverse where parts of the design appear doubled. Or a coin struck center, giving it a strange and unusual look. There are even examples of broad strikes, missing letters and other unique minting flaws that turn a simple penny into a collector's dream. These errors are rare, but when they appear they command impressive prices at auctions and coin shows. The market value of the 1993 Lincoln penny is always changing because collectors are constantly searching for high-grade and unique examples. As of today, some of the finest examples have been valued in the thousands, with record sales reaching into the range of more than $700,000 when rare varieties and perfect conditions are taken into account. That means a coin you may overlook as just another cent could actually be a treasure worth more than a new car or even a small house. Imagine the thrill of discovering one of these in your collection. Let's also talk about proofs and special strikes from 1993. Proof coins are struck with extra care, polished dies and multiple strikes to bring out mirror-like finishes. If you own a 1993 proof penny in deep cameo condition graded PR69 or PR70, then the value could be extraordinary. Collectors love these coins because they represent the very best in craftsmanship and preservation. The history of the Lincoln cent is just as important as its value. Every year tells a part of the story of American coinage, and the 1993 penny is no exception. It belongs to the era when the coinage system was adapting to modern economics, rising costs and changing technologies at the U.S. Mint. It also reflects a time when collectors were becoming more active and prices for high-grade coins began to climb rapidly. Now the big question that many of you watching may have is, how do you know if your 1993 penny is valuable? The first step is to examine the coin carefully under good light. Look for sharp details, minimal scratches and strong luster. Check the mint mark to see if it was struck in Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D, or San Francisco with an S. Then pay attention to unusual features like doubling or striking errors. Finally, if you suspect you have something special, consider getting the coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Their authentication and grading can confirm whether you have a common cent or a hidden gem. Collectors today are increasingly aware that even modern coins can carry hidden value. While older coins from the early 1900s naturally attract attention, it is often these later years like 1993 that surprise people with unexpected worth. That is why keeping your eyes open and your coin safely stored is always a good idea. To sum it all up, the 1993 Lincoln penny 1 cent may look ordinary, but it holds the potential to be worth a lot of money. With values in the current market ranging from simple face value to more than $700,000 for rare varieties, high grades and errors, this coin proves that treasures are still waiting to be discovered. Whether you are a casual collector or a passionate numismatist, this little penny tells a big story about history, economics, and the thrill of discovery. So the next time you come across a 1993 penny, do not just toss it aside. Take a closer look, you might be holding something truly valuable. And remember, here on JF Coin we bring you the knowledge, the updates, and the excitement from the world of coins. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss our deep dives into the coins that could change your life. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today I am bringing you a very exciting topic because we are going to talk about one of the most searched and discussed coins in the United States, and that is the 2002 Lincoln 1 cent penny. At first glance, this coin may look like just an ordinary penny, something you might not even think about when you get it back as change from a store, but trust me, there is a lot more to this coin than meets the eye. The 2002 Lincoln penny carries history, it carries hidden value, and in certain cases it can even be worth a surprising amount of money. Let us begin with the history. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909 when it was first released to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. The original design featured his portrait on the obverse and the wheat ears on the reverse, which collectors call the wheat penny. In 1959 the reverse was changed to the Lincoln Memorial design, and this style remained in circulation for 50 years until 2008. In 2009 the United States Mint celebrated Lincoln's bicentennial with special designs, and from 2010 onward the shield reverse became standard. Now focusing on the year 2002, the Denver Mint produced the 2002 Lincoln Memorial cent. Millions upon millions were struck, and because of the high mintage most examples are common and only worth their face value of 1 cent. However, collectors know that when it comes to coins, rarity and condition can turn something ordinary into something extraordinary. The key to understanding the value of the 2002 penny lies in quality, grading, and errors. Let us first talk about grading a coin in circulated condition with scratches and wear will not bring much value, but if you find a 2002 Lincoln penny in mint state with sharp details, beautiful red luster, and no marks, it can sell for several dollars at auction. In fact, certain coins graded MS-67 red by professional grading services have sold for well over $100. Collectors are willing to pay because high-grade examples are hard to find. Next comes the world of error coins, which is where things become truly exciting. Error pennies from 2002 can include double die strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and other unusual minting mistakes. These errors are rare and each one is unique depending on how the mistake happened. Some error 2002 pennies have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on the type and visibility of the error. For example, a strong double die in the date or lettering can be worth hundreds, while a dramatic off-center strike with most of the design missing could go for even more. Now let us talk about market value and what collectors are paying today. At the lower end, circulated 2002 Lincoln pennies are generally worth 1 cent because they are common. You will find them everywhere in pocket change and bank rolls in uncirculated condition. However, they start to gain value. A bright shiny MS-65 coin might sell for $2 to $5 and MS-66 could bring $10 to $20. And when you get into MS-67 territory, that is when the price jumps dramatically. Sometimes collectors pay more than $100 for a single perfect example. When we look at special auction records, the market has shown that certain 2002 pennies can reach values much higher than most people imagine. The current highest reported prices go into the hundreds and in rare error cases even higher. Some exaggerated listings online might show thousands or even market values quoted as $779,000 and more, but realistically only the most extraordinary and unique examples could approach such figures. What matters for you as a collector is to always check the condition of your coins and keep an eye open for rare errors. The interesting part is that many people have these coins sitting in jars, drawers, or old piggy banks without realizing their potential. This is why coin hunting has become so popular. You never know when you might come across a hidden gem, so the next time you are sorting through your change, keep an eye out for that 2002 penny and examine it carefully. Look at the details, look for doubling, check the strike, and if you see something unusual, you could be holding a valuable treasure in your hand. Another thing to note is that coin values also change with the market. The hobby of coin collecting is always evolving and prices can go up and down depending on demand. A coin that sells for $50 today could sell for $100 tomorrow, or vice versa, so it is important to stay updated with auction results and collector forums. If you are serious about your collection, consider getting your rare coins graded and authenticated by professional services like PCGS or NGC, because certified coins always bring more trust and higher prices in the market. So to summarize, the 2002 Lincoln Memorial penny is a fascinating coin with both common and rare sides. On the common side, it is just 1 cent, and millions exist on the rare side with high grades, and especially with mint errors it can be worth much more, sometimes hundreds of dollars, and in the rarest cases even thousands. The history of the Lincoln cent makes it a beloved series among collectors, and the thrill of searching for hidden treasures keeps the excitement alive. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, then do not forget to hit that like button because it helps the channel grow. Share this video with your friends who also love coins, and most importantly, subscribe to JF Coin, because here we explore the true stories behind coins, their history, their value, and the secrets that might be sitting in your pocket right now. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest updates, because in the world of coins every cent counts and every cent has a story. Thank you so much for watching. This is JF Coin. Welcome back to JF Coin, the home of rare coin collectors, treasure hunters, and everyone who wants to learn the hidden secrets of United States coins that might just change their life. Today we are diving into a very special story. The story of a tiny piece of copper-plated zinc that most people would just walk past on the street without giving it a second thought. I am talking about the Lincoln penny 1-cent coin. And in particular the 2002 issue. At first glance it might look like just another common penny in your pocket change, but do not be fooled. This coin carries a history, a story of value, and in certain cases it can be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars on the market. Before we break down the numbers, let us step back in time and understand why this penny matters. The Lincoln cent has been the longest-running design in American coinage history. Introduced all the way back in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, it replaced the Indian head cent and became an instant piece of American history in everyone's hands. The portrait of Lincoln on the obverse side was designed by Victor David Brenner, and his initials VDB became both famous and controversial. From the very beginning, collectors were hunting down Lincoln cents, and ever since then the Lincoln penny has been at the heart of U.S. numismatics. Now let us fast forward to the modern era. By 2002 the Lincoln cent was still in circulation and still being struck in Denver, Philadelphia, and San Francisco. The 2002 D penny, struck at the Denver Mint, was made from copper-plated zinc, weighing 2.5 grams, and carrying that timeless Lincoln design on the front with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. To an untrained eye, nothing seems special. But the magic of coins lies in the details. Why does a coin minted in the billions suddenly have examples worth hundreds of thousands of dollars today? The answer is rarity, errors, condition, and market demand. A regular worn 2002 D penny is usually only worth its face value, 1 cent. But in high grade, especially in mint state red condition certified by top grading companies, these coins can reach impressive prices. Collectors are always searching for the perfect flawless example. In fact, the coin market has seen surprising sales where high-quality 2002 D Lincoln pennies in superb condition with strong strikes, no spots, and blazing red surfaces have gone for massive amounts. We are talking about records approaching unbelievable numbers. The highest market evaluation for a pristine example has reached into the range of $779,345. Yes, you heard that correctly. Almost $800,000 for a single cent. Imagine finding one like that in a roll of pennies or in an old jar in your grandmother's attic. That is the dream that keeps collectors hunting, but how do you know if you have a valuable one? First, look at the mint mark D under the year 2002. That tells you it was struck in Denver. Next, examine the overall condition. A coin that has been circulated with scratches, dull color, and wear is worth only face value. But an uncirculated example that has never been spent and still shines with its original luster could be worth much more. If the coin has been preserved in a coin holder or discovered in a mint set, the chances of higher value increase dramatically. Then there is the fascinating world of errors. Some 2002 D Lincoln cents were struck with misalignments, doubled strikes, and even plating errors. These mistakes during the minting process are extremely rare, and collectors will pay top dollar for them. Imagine a penny with 2 dates, or with Lincoln's image doubled, or struck completely off-center. Each one tells a story of the minting process gone wrong, and each one becomes a small fortune for the lucky person who finds it. The history of the Lincoln cent makes every collector excited. From the famous 1909 SVDB worth thousands, to the 1955 double-die penny that shocked the world, to modern rarities like the 1992 close AM and the 1999 wide AM. And now the 2002 D penny is part of that legacy. People underestimate modern coins, but every once in a while a modern cent breaks records and proves that treasure still circulates right under our noses. Now let us talk about the market value today. Common circulated 2002 D pennies are still just worth 1 cent. Uncirculated examples in grades like MS65 red can fetch anywhere from $5 to $20. Higher grades like MS67 or MS68 can push the value into hundreds or even thousands. And the rarest of the rare, the flawless gem examples, have crossed into astronomical territory, with that headline value of $779,345 shocking the coin community. The beauty of coin collecting is that anyone can participate. You do not need to be rich to start. All you need is curiosity and a careful eye. Check your change, search through rolls from the bank, open that box of coins in your drawer. Who knows, maybe you are holding onto a treasure without even realizing it. JF Coin, we believe every coin tells a story. The 2002 D Lincoln penny is not just a piece of copper and zinc. It is a bridge to history, a symbol of Lincoln's legacy, and a potential key to a hidden fortune. Next time you hold a penny, do not dismiss it. Look closer. That tiny 1 cent could be worth life-changing money. So collectors, treasure hunters, and dreamers, keep your eyes open and your magnifying glasses ready. Share your finds in the comments below. Have you ever discovered a rare penny? Do you own a 2002 D Lincoln cent in high grade? Let us know. And remember, the world of coins is full of surprises. What looks ordinary today might become the next record breaker tomorrow. Thank you for watching JF Coin.